Welcome back everybody, it's Mark with Exotic Car Play Place. Welcome back to the channel. Today I have a really cool treat for you. On top of the fact that today's video is really going to be talking about the first of a series of videos that I'm going to be reviewing other cars from a BMW owner's perspective. I'm also going to rate all these cars, and this is going to be the beginning of a series of videos. But on top of that, I actually have a giveaway today that I've promised you guys for the last couple of weeks. I have a brand new refuel, waterproof, HD action camera for those guys that want to give YouTubing a kickoff. Maybe you just want to do some personal home videos. Maybe you just want records and some video for, years to come that you can review and savor. Really, what I'm trying to do is say that for you to qualify for this, you're going to have to be a subscriber. Make sure you go to the video description below. Go in there, you'll find a link to Gleam, which is actually going to get you access to sign up. But again, you've got to be subscribed. At that point, you can also gain extra entries by clicking on any one of the other links for Facebook, Instagram, any of my other social media. Now, what's inside this beautiful thing? Of course, we've got our camera. That's the Refuel HD camera that you get. You also get a bunch of accessories. You get bands, you get stickies, you've got a lot of the other paraphernalia and fittings and whatnot that come with this. And this is all actually included in this package. And this is a giveaway which will expire on August 19th, but it actually sets off today at noon Pacific time. Make sure you get in there, click the link, and we'll get started. Okay, today, instead of taking the BMW out for a drive, let's go for a drive in a good old Mitsubishi Eclipse. Let's go. Beautiful car. It's got some great lines. Cool little splitter. It's got a cool little fin that's actually sort of see-through here. Oh, I love this. Nice aluminum cover. And I would say the lines overall in this Mitsubishi is very rounded compared to the BMW. The BMWs are certainly a little bit more restrained. This car here is a little bit more rounded off, kind of looks aggressive. I love that look. What else is cool about this thing? Fog lights. It's got a pretty nice looking front end on this thing. Cool door handles. Overall, I'd say the exterior is a pretty good look. I would say the only thing, it could use a little bit of a lowering kit. To me, this looks kind of ridiculous. BMWs know how to fit their cars really nice with the wheels and the gaps. This is a little bit much for me, but... So let's take a look at the engine. So you gotta like this burnt orange as well. So what do we have under the hood of this thing? Compare it to the BMW. Well, we have a 3.8 liter V6 engine. I don't know what. It's a beautiful thing. It's not pretty. Compared to the BMWs, they finish them up very nicely. That's where BMWs do a much better job. But this is a very large displacement engine. And I think this one puts out about 280 horsepower, which, you know what, is almost as much as an E46 M3. So does this perform like an E46 M3? Let's go find out. Let's take this thing for a drive. Whoa, that's... All right. Okay, let's get into this bad boy. Fire up this wonderful 3.8 liters of V6 Fury. What in the hell just happened here? Well, that looks like something that you won't find typical in a BMW. So anyway, let's get moving. Okay, that sounds pretty mean. Let's take a look. Go this for a drive. Oh wow. This thing has a really cool, you can shift. You can see you can go plus, plus, minus, minus. You can shift it actually manual. That's pretty cool. And you can shift it in auto. That's awesome. I love that. 6-speed automatic transmission. You got all the cool little novel little parts. Lots of plastic Tupperware. Not really like the BMW. I got to tell you, the BMW is much more dressed up. This thing here is a little dressed down, but it does have some really nice features to it. This thing here feels a little bit sloppy, but let's go for a drive and see how it goes. Power seats, gotta love that. Whoa, holy. That's too much power. We better get this out on the open road. Let's be still for a drive. Handles pretty good. I gotta say, it handles actually quite sharply. Is it as nice as the E46? I don't know, not quite as crisp as an E46, because this car here I think has front wheel drive, whereas the E46 has rear wheel drive, and that thing is just way better for crisp and sharpness. The E46 is one of the legendary BMWs of all time. Whoa, yeah, that's nice. Oh yeah, that's sweet. All right, let's try this. 0 to 60. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That is definitely decent performance. Oh, that thing handles like it's on rails. Check out these brakes. Are these BMW quality brakes? We'll pull up to the stop, hit the brakes. Whoa, yeah. There we are. Not an M3, not an M5, but they work. They're pretty darn awesome brakes too in this car. Beautiful. So in summary, everybody, I'm going to quantify the quality and the value of these cars. Every car that I review, we're going to rate it from 1 to 10. We're going to talk about performance, style, and practicality are the 3 sections. So this car, the Mitsubishi, compared to the BMWs, of course, and really I'm ranking it relative to a lot of the BMW models, which are fairly consistent. Some, of course, are more powerful and than others. This car here, generally in a performance category, I would rank this car at about a 6 out of 10. It has a pretty good snappy punch at the mid-range, but as you wind it out, it loses a little bit of steam. Also on a performance level, the brakes are strong, but again, I feel that there's a little bit of fade as you use the brakes hard in a track environment. Certainly I felt a little bit of fade as I really used it several times. And as far as the handling goes, and you saw, for a front wheel drive car, the handling is superb. It turns very crisply. It has a strong turn in, so there's not a lot of understeer. For a front wheel drive car, it understeers minimally and it actually turns in very strongly. So overall, I would say in performance, this thing ranks at a 6. Well, there's some cool styling elements, of course. You've got this funky finishing here on the interior. You've got this cool little shift knob, almost looks like a golf or a baseball. You've got some pretty cool styling features here. The seats, everything's a little bit dressed up. Styling's pretty cool. And since we're talking about styling, let's look at the exterior. Now look at this. Cool features like that. It's got some pretty neat styling. You look at from the back, the car is very wide. In general, it's very wide. It's got some flair to it. So it's not like, kind of your garden variety, straight bodied little car. Overall, the exterior styling's pretty sharp. Overall, for me, the style and all that and the looks and the appeal, the curb appeal of the car for me ranks also at a 6. I would put it at a 6 because, relative to a BMW does some good things with their wheel packages. Their front spoilers are a lot crisper. This car here, of course, as I mentioned, the wheels are a little bit, there's too much gap in here in my mind. The wheels should be a little taller as well, with less gap in there. Of course, the style overall is nice, but of course it doesn't compare necessarily to a BMW. The front end, although they use some of the honeycomb grille, it's not overall still a little bit bland compared to some of the BMW finishing, and therefore we get a 6. And then of course we move on to the last discussion about practicality. this car ranks fairly high in practicality. I would give it an 8 out of 10. It probably, to be honest, that's pushing it. Obviously, with the fact that the door handle came off in my hands, that is a bit of a knock against it, because in terms of practicality, that tells me that I don't know if the car holds up really well. Let me show you another little thing about practicality and fit and finish in this car. Here, over here, when I noticed this little piece here, this comes apart. What is this? Not something you typically find in BMW, but this is flopping around in here. I had noticed that when I was out driving the car. I had to tuck that in a few times. So quality is like whatever. It's not the greatest. The fit and finish, I wonder if it's going to last the miles and the years. But overall, in terms of practicality, you know, it's got a dependable engine. It's front wheel drive. It's good for bad road conditions. You've also got the hatch space here. So you can put a lot of junk in the trunk, so to speak. So you've got space here. You've got 2 back seats. So it's really effectively a 2+2 and a hatchback. So you've got a lot of room, a lot of practicality, and you know, it's moderate on fuel as well. It's not great on fuel, and that's another reason it didn't rank a little bit higher. So it's marginally decent on fuel, but that being said, compared to a BMW, it's probably on par with some of the M cars. So everybody, I hope you liked that video. Last of this beast. I like it. I like it for its style and this burnt orange look. This car is kind of unique. I find this car pretty easy to live with overall. It's got a good power band, it handles well, and it looks pretty sharp from the roadside. I hope you enjoyed the video. You make sure you come back. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We'll talk to you real soon. See you then. Bye-bye.